CZ Binance, did we just watch him crash and burn on CNBC? A lot of what he said with this interview is going viral. Some of it is being taken out of context, but there's one phrase that he said that was not taken out of context that we're going to have to address. So if you guys are enjoying these updates, please hit the like button, hit subscribe. Check out the CT Club down below if you guys want to know what we're doing with our cryptos and why, and how we are doing some ultra conservative moves right now just in case, because you never know what could happen next, trying to be conservative here. So if you guys want to know what we're doing, what we did most recently, go ahead and check out the CT Club. Again, the link is down below in the video description. So first off, CZ said that 99% of all people who take crypto into their own custody, as in they put their coins, let's say, on a Ledger device or a Trezor device or on a wallet where they generated their private key, 99% of those people will lose their crypto. And to that I say, number one, CZ, 87% of all statistics are made up. And also, this look of yours of using this fear tactic to get people to keep their coins on your exchange because you're making up numbers that are provably false, that 99% of people will lose their crypto if they keep them themselves. So what's their alternative? To keep them on your exchange? That is not a good look. And that for me is a huge red flag. And, you're not in it in my opinion, you're not into crypto for the right reasons. Because my opinion is you have a lot of coins on cold storage, don't you? You have your coins in your own custody. Why wouldn't you want that for other people as well? That's why cryptocurrencies were created, to give people true ownership over their investments. Now, let's talk about what he was saying on Squawk Box. Basically, he's being questioned now if Binance would be able to afford a $2.1 billion loan, $1 billion payment that FTX had given to Binance. Now, if the bankruptcy proceedings from FTX now demands a clawback of that $2.1 billion that Binance would have to pay back to FTX and their creditors, would they be able to afford it? And he said, basically, I would leave it up to the lawyers. He didn't say, yes, of course, we can afford it. Legal speak here. You have to pay attention to what these people say in public because they are being coached by their legal team ahead of time for questions like this. He was very sure not to say, yes, of course, we can afford it. He said specifically, I'll leave it to my lawyers. And then he also said, we are financially secure. He's saying yeah, we have money. He was dancing around that answer. What we did see in the past is they are able to handle customer withdrawals, which should be the foremost concern of anyone who has coins on Binance. They have been processing up to $5 billion plus of withdrawals and deposits back and forth. So there's that. But what he was saying here's the thing. CZ is trying, I'm saying this over and over again, to show this front of strength. He's trying to call himself as being the example of how to be as transparent and trustworthy and regulation compliant as possible. And they're saying, okay, cool, why don't you do it? Why don't you get properly audited by one of the big four auditing companies? And he said, well, they don't know how to audit crypto companies. That's why I haven't used their services because they just don't know anything about crypto. And to that, the interviewer then said, well, Coinbase uses one of the big four auditors. They use Deloitte for their auditing purposes. And basically they're saying either they don't want to work with Binance because Binance doesn't have the paperwork, the files, the information easily provided that an auditor would need to, in confidence, say that yes, this is in fact true, and they actually have these funds in this manner. Or he's just not wanting to get audited by them because either he doesn't want it or they don't want it. And either way, it's not a good thing. And CZ basically responded to that saying, oh, I don't pay attention to Coinbase. Okay, CZ, if you are trying to be the forefront of transparency and regulatory compliance and trustworthiness, you better be on your game and know exactly what all the other cryptocurrency exchanges are doing. And you should know that Deloitte is the auditor for Coinbase. And to that, now that he knows this information, because we all saw him on public mainstream media get told this information, is he going to be approaching Deloitte? Are they going to be approaching him? Will he get an audit from that company as well? That's something that we need to pay attention to. And if that doesn't happen, consider it another red flag. Also, this is something that I've covered years ago, and it's something that I think a lot of people aren't aware of, how centralized exchanges make a crap ton of money, especially if they have a native coin like Binance does in the form of BNB. They have these listing costs where basically if a coin wants to be listed on a big exchange and get exposure to their millions of users, they have to cough up some funds. And in the case of one coin called Myth, they had to cough up 200,000 BNB, which at today's prices, maybe it's a little bit less because I think BNB took a bit of a hit. It's like $53 million that they have to give to Binance to have the right to have the blessing of being listed on Binance. And so I think this is a huge reason why, number one, a lot of cryptocurrency projects themselves love decentralized exchanges, because all they have to do is publish basically their contract code, and then people can trade that coin as they want. But so this huge cost of listing $53 million, that number has skyrocketed since I last spoke about this. And so that's a huge form of revenue from Binance. And Myth has participated in, it was like one of the first coins listed on the Binance Beacon chain. They've done a lot of charity events, a lot of promotional things for Binance. And now all that they're asking, now that they're being delisted off of Binance, they're asking to have those funds returned so then they can just function as a project and use those funds now that they're not going to be getting the benefit of being listed on Binance anymore. And I'm not sure that they're going to get that back, because maybe Binance now needs that kind of funds to pay back this $2.1 billion loan that they fund that they got from FTX. Also, in other news, USDC. Do you remember a couple days ago when it was like last week, I was talking about how USDC could be the next CBDC, central bank digital currency, the type of digital currency that will exhibit a lot of financial control over your life, not for your benefit, of course. And another evidence of this is that the UN is using USDC to send funds to people in Ukraine who need funds, and they can actually exchange it for their local currency by using MoneyGram. So USDC partnering right up with government agencies like the UN, they're definitely trying to be as accommodating to government entities as possible and be like, hey, why don't you just use our network? Why don't you just use our tool that we've built out? We can exhibit already a ton of control over the coins on our network without the permission of anyone who actually owns those coins. They can go ahead and freeze the coins however they want. So anyway, for those of you who are interested in avoiding CBDCs, maybe USDC is not a good look right now. Maybe you're holding a CBDC and we don't know it yet. So keep an eye out for USDC. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. If you guys enjoyed this, hit like, hit subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow.